Wait for it, ask me anything. This is also an opportunity for me to test the audio because I tried going live and Mercury was in retrograde yesterday and it still seems like it's spilling on over today. Can you let me know if you hear this audio? That would be so great. Okay. Okay, so let's try again. I'm gonna say going live. I'm gonna tell my team I'm going live. If you all can let me know, that would be absolutely fantastic. Great. Paige says she can hear me. Let's dive into the questions. Okay, Jane asked, hey, if you were just starting your business, no followers, no email list yet, what would your first 9 Instagram posts be and what stories would you start with? Stuck in analysis paralysis, thinking about how to kick things off for maximum like, know, and trust building and engagement. Okay. So Jane and anybody else who is number 1, just starting, or number 2, stuck in analysis paralysis, I have to let you know that on the inside of Social Curator, we walk you through this. But before, I'm gonna share that right now. But before I get from there, I need to remind everybody, truly from the bottom of my heart, the first 9 posts of any social media platform don't work, they don't matter. Because you're starting a brand new account, you have very few followers. Chances are, if you're starting a brand new social account, the only people who are going to follow you are your friends and your family. And even with algorithms, they might not even be able to see the posts that you're posting. Okay, so that right there, let's just release the shackles of expectation. Your first 9 posts do not matter, okay? So once we've released ourselves from that expectation, take a collective breath. Now let's get into strategy. You cannot do it wrong. But on the inside of Social Curator, we really recommend coming up with categories so that your followers can know what to expect from you as you post on social media. I'm gonna give you 7 proven categories and we're gonna dive right into those right now. So if you have a pen, you have a piece of paper, whip it out. We're about to do the work. Now, if you're ready to do the work, great. If you're ready to do the work, W-E-R-K, can you leave a comment and say work? Because I want other people who are watching this to actually see, oh, you're my people. W-E-R-K, work. Okay, category number 1, when you're just starting out and when you build out these categories, you can use them forever, is going to be behind the scenes. Ooh, people love behind the scenes content. They want to see your office or your desk. Even if you're working on the floor next to your cat, people love behind the scenes of how your business works. Category number 2, we call this my why. Simon Sinek said that people don't buy what you sell, they buy why you sell it. Let that settle in. People, specifically millennials, are wanting to know, why did you start your business and why are you putting out this product or service? It matters to them. So it's our objective to share that with them. The third category we really want you to post is personal insights. These are things about you as a person. How do you spend your weekends? How do you celebrate your holidays? What things truly matter to you? Do you volunteer? These are things about you and or your team that helps personalize the conversations on social media. Another category for us is category number 4 is encouragement. We believe, this is proven, that quotes and inspirational aspects of social media perform really well to get engagement. So we're gonna have that as a 4th category that we recommend. Your 5th category is about me. This is different than personal insights. Personal insights is how you spend your weekends, how you spend your holidays. About me, this is you as a business owner or as a founder. This is about the decisions that you're making in your business. What's the bigger picture of what you do? Do you surround yourself with a team? What kind of business decisions are you making and what are you working on? Category number 6 is benefits. This is where you get to talk about your business without having to sell your business. The benefits, what kind of results are people getting in your business? Now, if you're just getting started, you're like, I don't know, I don't have any customers. Well, then ask yourself, what benefits do you want your customers to get? And then you openly talk about it. So let's say you're in the fitness industry. Well, one of those would be healthy eating or weight loss. Let's just say that you're in the child behavior industry. What are some of the benefits? A better relationship with your child, better sleeping patterns. Maybe you're a business coach or you want to be a business coach. What would be some of the benefits in regards to that? Oh, confidence, a clear plan, strategy. And last and final category, yes, let's clap this up, is to showcase your product or service. This is the 7th category out on social media. This is, again, your ability to show your product or service without having to sell it. Y'all, we just broke that down in less than 2 minutes, and you're welcome. So Jane asked, what are the first 9 posts? I gave you 7, honey. I'm gonna challenge you to come up with 2. If anybody is watching this right now and you're like, I wanna use those 7 categories, can you let us know? Leave them in the comments. What are the 2 categories that you are going to be adding to this? So, on the inside of Social Curator, we use these 7 categories. We include caption templates and photos to guide those conversations. Why? Because we know they're effective, they work, and they drive engagement. Okay, let's get into another of the top voted questions. If you have questions, we will answer them live, so you can leave them here. Summer Sides asked, how do you deal with managing multiple accounts? Now, I am going to assume that Summer is asking multiple accounts on different platforms, not necessarily multiple accounts on one platform. Like, I am not assuming that she has 3 Facebook pages or 3 Instagram accounts. I'm going to assume that when she says multiple accounts, she means an account on Instagram, an account on Facebook, an account on YouTube, an account on Pinterest, things of that nature. So, I'm going to first preface my answer by saying all we want you to do is to do as much as you can, however you can. Because I'm going to talk about my strategy, but I also know that my strategy and how I manage multiple accounts is really like big picture. Like, I've always said and believe that my actions map my aspirations. I have huge aspirations for the business. I have huge aspirations to serve a lot of people really, really well. In order to map my actions to those big aspirations, I need to show up on a lot of different social platforms. I need to build out my newsletter list. I need to be in constant creation mode. Now, that is not for everyone. So please don't think that I am telling you, you need to be on 8 social platforms. No, no, no. I'm just saying, she's asking, how do you handle multiple? Let's say you have 2. For example, let's just say that you have an Instagram account and a Facebook page. Great. How do you handle that content? Well, I believe that it is so good to stagger your content. You will often see me putting out a blog post 3 times a week. You will see me updating YouTube at minimum twice a week. You will see me posting on Instagram every day, on Facebook 6 or 7 times a week, on Twitter a few times a week, on Pinterest pinning at least 3 times a week. This all is stemming from what we call core content. We are going to use a blog post, which is a lot of text, or we're going to use a video on YouTube. That's like a pretty long video. What we're going to do with this content is we're saying, with this big piece of content, this blog post, well, can we add photos in here that we can pin to Pinterest so that people can find this blog post? When it comes to YouTube, can we get this video and then can we edit it for YouTube and write a really great piece of copy, and then can we get that video and a few days later post it over on Facebook? And if we have it on Facebook, we need to make sure that we're formatting it for Facebook and that we're adding like the captions to come on Facebook. And then if I'm gonna use that same video and upload it to Instagram, IGTV, I'm gonna wanna make sure that it's edited vertically. So how do you handle multiple platforms? Is we have created a system so that when we put out one piece of content on my number one platform right now is Instagram. That could change next year. Right now, it is Instagram. So I look at this piece of content on Instagram and then I say a week and 4 hours later, it's gonna go on Facebook. And another 4 hours after that, it's gonna go on YouTube if it's a video. If we're putting out a long form blog post, it's gonna go out on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And then from there, am I gonna turn that into an Instagram post? And how many Instagram posts am I gonna get from that one blog post? What we did is we simply created a system, and now every time we put something out on Instagram, we then ask ourselves, does it go to Facebook? Great. Does it go to YouTube? Great. If it goes to YouTube, does it go to Twitter? Great. Can we embed it in Pinterest? Great. So it's one piece of content, and we ask ourselves, how many platforms can it go on? And we're going to be posting at different times. Let me know if I could fill in any of the gaps with that. And again, thank you guys for dealing with the technical issues at the beginning, but we're back and we're ready to go. Okay, Frankie asked, any advice for service-based industries during the holidays? Feels like the feed gets oversaturated with sales. Not that selling is bad, but what is the balance? The balance 100% comes from understanding, is your business holiday centric? There are some businesses that are product based and they're like, no, we really need somebody to buy our product now. Because I know Frankie, she's a member of Social Curator, she's a videographer. And the fact of the matter remains, videography, it's not necessary to buy right in time for Christmas. So if you're a service-based industry and you have people buying from you year round, I don't want you to feel the pressure that like you have to go sales hard during the holidays. If I were a videographer, I would be focused on creating shareable, helpful content around the holidays. So Frankie, if I were you, and again, Frankie, I don't know if you have the time, but I think it would be so amazing to collaborate with like a local paper shop and say, I can come in and I can create for you a 2-minute video on how to wrap a gift. Do you know that I scour YouTube for tutorials on how to wrap gifts? I scour YouTube for how to make garlands for Christmas trees. I scour YouTubes on how to make my own envelopes, or like when you have a gift and you put a tag on a gift, I scour YouTube for tutorials on how to make my own gift tags. Now, Frankie, you might be saying, but that has nothing to do with what I do. But if you're not 100% needing a sale during the holidays, sales are great and they will come. But if you don't need a sale by Christmas, I would create content that you know people are going to be searching for around the holiday season, 1,000%. Better yet, I would find businesses to collaborate so that the video that I would make, I can use on my social platform and then they could use on their social platform as well. You're creating marketing collateral that they're gonna share to their audience. And girl, at the very end of that video, you better be putting Astoria Studio. Now, for those people who don't know, Frankie and her mom work together. They have Astoria Studio. I am telling Frankie as a videographer, create content other business owners can share to expand your reach. Hey, okay. Let's get into Miriam. Miriam said, should we do 9 posts for every product or the collection of items? Miriam, the good news is that there's not a clear answer for every business. Some businesses launch a particular product. It might make sense for them to have all 9 categories around that new product because they want a lot of people seeing and buying it. There are other businesses where that just doesn't make sense to have all 9 categories around a particular product. Again, different businesses, different needs, different dream clients. If you are a member of Social Curator, we are in closed enrollment, so it's not a pitch, but if you are a member, please make sure to watch the Social Curator system because we walk you through exactly how to use your categories, how to identify your dream customer, and how to create content that grows with you. Okay, Rihanna says, what if you want to do business coaching and do fitness health related? Is it best to keep them separate? Well, Rihanna, it's really going to depend on you, but my knee-jerk response, like what I would tell somebody is if you do not have the same end customer, you need to have separate accounts. Like, is it possible that somebody's going to want to come to you for business coaching and also health? Maybe, but chances are the vast majority of people are going to want to hire you for one thing, either business coaching or either health. If that's the case, which I strongly think it is, 2 accounts would be better. Okay, let's get into another pre-asked question. Maggie O'Reilly said, trying to keep up my email list, but stuck at how to do exactly that. So for people who are unfamiliar, I am a huge proponent of growing your email list. I know people say, oh, email's dead. It's actually not. If you are sending emails that people find inspiring, value-driven, and beneficial, people will open your emails. I am living proof of that. I love my email list. I think it's such a powerful piece of business. We are actively cleaning up our list. So what does that mean? When people sign up, sometimes there's a group of people who will use a fake email address. Or sometimes, like maybe they just got tired of my email, so they stop opening it. When a lot of people stop opening your emails, it hurts what you call your delivery rate. We want a very high delivery rate. So every 30, 60, and 90 days, we're going through our list and we're cleaning it up to make sure that we're only sending our email to people who have a high likelihood of opening it. Having said that, when it comes to cleaning your list, every company does a little bit different. So if you're using MailChimp, or if you're using Entreport, or if you're using iContact, or if you're using Infusionsoft, Every company does it a little bit different. If you were to email their support and say, I want to clean up my email list, they're going to send you specific links because they want you to clean up your list too. It helps their business and it helps yours. So they're going to make it very easy for you to go through and understand how to clean it up. And when you talk about cleaning it up, it means if somebody has not opened an email, we send a weekly email. If somebody has not opened an email in 90 days, that's 12 emails. If somebody hasn't opened 12 emails from me, we just take them off the list because they're not very active. And so that's what keeps our list helpful and healthy. Okay, let's get into a couple of the other live questions. Megan, does it matter posting on Instagram and then having it automatically post on our Facebook page, or do we need to do something different on both pages? Megan, we believe on the Inside of Social Curator to work smarter, not harder. We do not advocate and we do not suggest that when you post something on Instagram, it automatically posts to Facebook. Here's 3 reasons why. Number 1, when you are having an @ mention on Instagram and it pushes over to Facebook, that @ mention doesn't work. If you use a hashtag on Instagram and then you automatically push it over to Facebook, that hashtag doesn't work. And if for some reason, Megan, somebody follows you on Instagram and on Facebook, studies have shown that users do a platform hop. And this means that if somebody's scrolling through Instagram, they're kind of like, okay, I'm on Instagram. Chances are there's a high likelihood of them choosing a second platform, most often Facebook, to go over to Facebook. If they happen to follow you on both those accounts and they liked a photo over here, there's a good chance, because Facebook owns Instagram, that when they go over to Facebook, they're gonna see your exact same post that they just liked on Instagram. Well, if they already liked it on Instagram, chances are they're not gonna like it on Facebook, which means that your engagement is going to be dropping on your second platform. Furthermore, we wanna make sure that people on whatever your second platform is, let's say you said Instagram and Facebook, when somebody's looking at your content on Facebook and they see an @ mention, like an @ sign that's not hyperlinked, and then they see a hashtag that doesn't go anywhere, but it works on Instagram and it totally does not work on Facebook, they feel like your second platform is just like a second thought. Like, oh, she's not really here. Like, she's on Instagram, but she's just pushing it out over here. People feel that distinctly. I always believe that whenever I'm putting out content on each platform, it should feel like it was made for that platform, which is why I don't go live on Instagram and Facebook at the same time. I go live on each of those separate platforms at different times, because the way that I speak to people on Facebook is different than the way that I speak to people on Instagram. And if I had my phone and I was going live right just off camera, I'd be like, oh yeah, great, I'm answering questions on Facebook, but how does it feel? It feels like I'm not paying attention to you, because the conversation that you and I are having is very important to me. Okay, let's dive into a question from Tammy Randell. If I'm doing a launch, should I be live the entire 4-week launch process? Should I be live? Tammy, can you add a little bit of clarity around your question? Like, should you be doing lives? Should you be posting like live, like in real time? Can you add a comment to clarify, and Paige will make sure and send that to me. I believe your name is Kudzia. Your last name is Chima. How do I get out of the fear that people will leave if you post about yourself instead of images or your product or service? Guess what? People are going to leave or unfollow you for a bunch of reasons you can't prepare for. Sometimes I post a picture of myself and I get people to unfollow me. Sometimes I post a picture of my daughter and people unfollow me. Sometimes I post business advice and people unfollow me. Sometimes I post helpful advice around time management and people unfollow me. You cannot be all things to all people. I only encourage people to post content that their dream customer wants to see. Whenever I post out content, I think about my dream customer. And even when people unfollow me, because trust me, a lot of people unfollow me, I don't care. It hurts, but I just don't care. I cannot be all things to all people. And if those people unfollowed me, guess what? They were never going to move my business forward. So I actually say thank you. I clap it up. If you are not going to engage watch a live, leave a comment, like my posts. If you're not going to do any of this, there's a good chance that you will never be a customer. So instead of having quiet customers, quiet followers who are just looking at what I'm doing, not engaging, they're never going to be a customer. I'm not going to cry if they decide to move on. Thank you. Thank you very much. I didn't need that anyway. So I'm going to encourage you to step into the same thing. Tammy responded, thank you, Paige and Tammy. Tammy responded and she said, should I be live on Facebook video? Tammy, I'm going to repeat what I said at the beginning of this chat. I want you to do as much as you can, however you can. If you have the courage and the chutzpah and the time and the wherewithal to show up live, yes. Live. When we are in open enrollment for Social Curator, we're not in open enrollment. This is not a pitch. I don't want people complaining. She's selling to me. No, honey, you will know when I'm selling to you. And it ain't right now. When we're in open enrollment for Social Curator, I am live on Instagram or Facebook every single day. Why? It's the most effective. People get to see you in your place of power. Live videos are also indexed very well in the Facebook and Instagram algorithm. If you have the capacity to go live on LinkedIn, I don't have that. They only give it to a few people. If you're one of the people that can go live on LinkedIn, go live on LinkedIn. Oh my God, it kills the game. So live, 1,000% live. Okay, I had this chat slated for around 30 minutes, but because we had technical difficulties, I have to get off immediately right at the minute because I am driving to LA for a very important meeting. And I know people are like, wait a minute, you're just in a t-shirt. Not only am I in a t-shirt, I'm in yoga pants and running shoes. I'm going to be having a meeting with our chief technology officer. And instead of sitting in an office, we're going to go on a hike. So wish me well because your girl doesn't hike. I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you for your patience, and I wish you all the best. If you found this video or live helpful, tag a friend or pass the video along so that we're all growing together because a rising tide raises all ships. That is a famous quote. I did not say it. Somebody much smarter than me said it, but I'm going to repeat it. Bye.